Hello and welcome. This is the starter guide for Null Horizons, and in this video we will explain how to go through the tutorial. This is what I would recommend for all new players. Just go through the tutorial. You can access it from here and then just go through the first 9. The 10th one is different colored because it's a story, but if you want to read it, go ahead. It will allow you to see a bit more in the world of Null Horizons. So for now, just click on one of these and we can start. I'll start from the very beginning, which is fleet. Okay, now in this fleet system, this is a unique system in Null Horizons which allows you to summon spaceships. You can summon it from the bottom on the bottom right, like this one. And each of them, you may have noticed, have a number. This is tied to the supply cost of the ship. So for example, the leftmost one is 2, then 4, then 10. I guess you can see it more clearly here, 2, 4, 10. And then, what is that number? That number is the supply cost of the spaceship itself. So for example, Corvette, the leftmost one, is 2. And if you need if you want to summon this spaceship, you will need to supply. And where is your supply? It's right here. So in this one, you cannot summon the cruiser or the battleship because you only have 2 supply, but you can summon the Corvette. And that's what we're going to do later on. Now, before you attack, you have to make sure that your spaceship is this thing. Your spaceship is reloaded, because when it is reloading, it will not be able to attack. So spaceships, there are several ways for it to get to reloading, which is, first of all, when it's summoned, the first turn is summoned, it will be automatically in the reloading state, and it cannot attack. However, once you have passed a turn, you will have the reloaded stats, in which the reloading symbol will disappear and you are able to attack. Also, you get into the reloading effect when you finish an attack. This means that every spaceship can only attack once each turn. And this is how you end your turn to reload your units. And what is your goal here? Your goal is to finish off the enemy's hit points. We call it morale, we also call it headquarters hit points or HPHQ sometimes. And you deal damage to it by dealing direct attack to the enemy. So let's do that. I'm just gonna summon a Corvette right here. You can choose whichever lane you want really, but I'll choose the middle one. And as you can see, it is reloading, which means it cannot attack. As I try, yeah. No more action, it says, right? So what you have to do is, you have to make it not reload anymore by pressing enter. Now it goes to the enemy turn, enemy passes turn as well. And we also get some supply back. You can summon if you want. And as you can see, this one is in the reloading state, cannot attack. But this one, you can attack. Now to finish the tutorial, just attack the opponent's HQ like this. Just drag your card to the middle of the card deck of your opponent, card hand of your opponent, and just release. And as you can see, you deal damage and you win. So that's it. Pretty simple. Now let's go for the combat. In this one, we will explain how spaceship combats work. Earlier, we have tried to attack the enemy, but they didn't have any spaceship on their side, right? In this one, they do have it. Now, combats between spaceship is a little different from combats between spaceship and HQ, because now we will have to put a lot more status into the equation. The first one is health. I think this is pretty simple. If you take damage, this gets reduced. If it hits 0, your spaceship gets destroyed. And how do you deal damage? You have to land a successful attack on them. The successful attack will be randomized between the attack values of the spaceship. In this case, this is 2 to 4, which means the attack can go from 2, 3, and 4. But not all attacks are going to be successful because we need accuracy as well as evasion. The simple version of it is that the higher your accuracy, the more likely you are to hit the enemy. However, the lower your evasion, the more likely it is for you to get hit as well. This means that accuracy and evasion may actually be more important than health or attack itself, because if you have high enough evasion, you're just going to dodge everything. Now for this one, you can just go ahead and read through this. This is how the accuracy and evasion plays with the game. You can pause the video or you can read it in game, either way works, but there is nuance to this. The short version of it though is just have high accuracy, high evasion, and you'll good. Okay. Now last but not least, there is moral damage, which is the damage, the number that is on the top right of the screen. The top right of your card. When you deal a damage to the spaceship and make it HP go 0, it will be destroyed, and it will also deal moral damage to the opponent. Most spaceships have 1 to 3 moral damage, some are different, but either way, destroying spaceships are generally a good idea because you not only destroy the spaceship and reduce your opponent's materials, you also deal damage to their life. Now let's just go through this. We have a spaceship that is already reloaded, which means it can attack. And we also have the enemy spaceship, which is this one. And as you can see, for the tutorial, we've made it so that we have 99 accuracy for our spaceship and 0 evasion for our enemy, which means this will always hit. So let's attack them. Yep, a 6. If you're wondering about the dice, just read the tutorial from earlier. It was completely explained there. Okay, let's go for the blocking tutorial now. Now this one is pretty simple. Basically, as you can see in the first tutorial, the fleet tutorial, we are able to directly attack the enemy. But in this one, the enemy will be directly attacking us. However, we only have 1 HP, which means that no matter what attack goes through, it will always hit us. And it will always kill us. So what do we do now? We need to use our spaceship to block. Like this. Spaceships that are reloading may not be able to attack, but it can still block the enemy's spaceships. Which means that when they are attacking like this, using the attack symbol, we can just choose our spaceship to block. It will look like this. Select a spaceship to block, simply choose your spaceship, and then you will block the attack. Okay, let's try that. Oops. Now as you can see, we don't have a spaceship, but we can summon them from now. No matter which spaceship you pick, it's going to have 99 health and 99 accuracy, so it will always hit the next turn, and it has 8 evasion, so it can sometimes dodge the attack, but not very likely. Either way, we cannot attack the opponent right now, so we can just end turn and let the opponent attack us. And there we go. This is what I said. Select a spaceship to block with. This one, the one with the sword symbol, is attacking us. Now let's just block this with our spaceship. And there you go. We took damage, but we are safe. If I let this go, let's show as an example. The spaceship will directly attack us, and we will lose. So let's try that again. And then just block. You'll need to block all 5 of them. 3, 4, 5. And there we go, we survive. We didn't die like earlier. Now what we can do is we can just attack them. You can attack them directly or just deal moral damage from the enemy, like this, and you'll win. Pretty simple. Now commands. So there are two tutorials for commands. This is going to explain a bit of a different thing, but either way, the long story short is that you will get a card each turn from your deck, this one, and every card that has been used will be put into the scrapyard, this one. For the enemy side, it is reversed, so the deck is on the left side, the scrapyard is on the right side. And now we have the first type of card that's not a spaceship, which is a command card. And this command card is a bit similar to Fleet, where they require supply to use. So for command cards, it is up here instead. As you can see, there's 2, which means you need 2 supply to use this. And now you can just drag the command card to this, and this one is the one that requires target. And when it's activated, it will show up here, and it will give the benefits or the negative effects on the card it's dragged to. For this one, it is a +1 attack, as you can see. So we just equip it to our spaceship to increase its attack. Now we attack directly with it, and we win. And that's how the command card works. Now this one, command 2, it's a bit more complicated. For the command card 2, we need to use a combination of cards to achieve victory. So the first one I'm gonna explain is that there are command cards that affect the whole board. So you just have to drag it in the front line, which is this one, so your field, and you can affect the whole board with it. Now what we want to do here is that we want to use the combination of command cards in order to finish the opponent off. As you can see, this one, it will destroy all opponents' spaceship with less than 4 health, and this one will deal 4 damage to a spaceship. So what do we want to do is make sure all of the opponents have less than 4 health, then we attack, then we destroy them using the eradication protocol. So let's see here. This one, all of them has less than 4 health except for this one. But we can just use this one to deal a bit more damage to it. That said, if we want to use this and this, there's not really enough supply, is it? We only have 4 and we have 3 and 8. We need 11 of them. But hey, we have one more card which is full resupply that fully refills supply for both players. So let's do that first. And there you go, we have 15 supply. We can use this one first, hit it here, and then use the eradication protocol to finish them off. And there you go. As you can see, the moral damage goes through as well, and it dealt quite a bit of damage actually. Now let's finish them off. And there we go. Now let's go for the retrofits. Now every card can be equipped with one retrofit card, and it modifies their combat stats. And maybe you're wondering right now, what's the difference between this one and the command cards? Because it still applies to the card. So yeah. And maybe it sounds worse because you can only use one of them per card, right? Well, the difference is that usually retrofit cards are stronger and it allows you to give more effects to your spaceship. However, because they're so strong, there needs to be some negative effects to it, which is why most retrofits will require a spaceship size. So as you can see here in the Corvette, it is a small, so we can only equip small spaceships here. And once you equip it with a retrofit, it will show up on the top of the card right here. So as we can see, this Corvette is a small, and we are not going to be able to go through all this. So what do? There is a card called Brown Richter Drive. This is going to be for small only. This one is for medium. This one for large. And this one is one of the rare cases where all spaceships can equip it. But we need to use the small for this one. And as you can see, we are equipped like this. And as you can see, we have Swift now. This card cannot be blocked. So what you do is you just go through this, and since you cannot be blocked, we can just win the game from here. So as you can see, retrofits can really make a hopeless situation a winning situation for us. Now we're going for structures, and structures are basically supportive units that you put on the back line of your front line. That sounds weird, but I think you know what I mean. Now, spaceships can be summoned face up immediately. However, for structures, it's a bit different because you need to summon it face down first. Once a turn has passed, you are able to build it, and once it's built, it will be face up like this. Even though it's reloading, the effect will still go through. Now, as you can see here, the opponent's HP is 25. That's a lot of HP. And on board we have 2 damage for 5 spaceships, which means 10 damage. But we have this here. We can build it using force supply, and the effect is all allied small spaceship gain attack +1. Is this a small? Yes, it is. It's a small spaceship. So what do? We can just put the structure here. We can attack with this for now. Reduce the opponent's life to 15 I mean. And then we cannot attack anymore, so we just enter. Now we are able to build this now, and let's build it. And as you can see, it's flipped face up. Now all of our spaceships have 3 attack instead. Now let's attack them. And as you can see, we deal exactly 25 damage. If we didn't activate this card at all, we would have only dealt 20 damage and we wouldn't have won the game. They might have something next turn which is not really ideal, so this is what you can do with them. As you can see, structures are able to affect a whole lot of spaceships at once, and usually this is also a winning strategy. Depending on your deck, you might want to go for more command cards, structure cards, or retrofit cards. And the last one is Commander Skill, which is something that you can use once per game only, but it usually have a pretty strong effect. So yeah, for now, we will use the Commander Skill to finish off the opponent. As you can see, this one, wow, this one has 99 accuracy, 99 evasion, 99 attack, 99 health. We cannot really win against this, can we? But good thing, we have this one. Railgun Godslayer. What a name, right? So what it can do is, you can destroy one ultimate cruiser, which means we can destroy this. Because our puny little cruiser is unable to do anything about that. So let's just use this one, destroy an ultimate cruiser, and there you go, 99 health gun, just like that. Now just attack directly, and you should win. And there we go. So yeah, that is going to be the end of the tutorial. You can try the simulation, you can try Awakening. But the simulation is basically a versus AI using a pre-built deck. It is very recommended to try this to get a feel of how a pretty good tech feels like, but it's not really necessary. You can always just go for versus AI here, or just challenge a fellow player. Okay, that should be the end. Yep. Now, thank you for watching, and hopefully you can enjoy the game even more.